All right, let's get started. Who can recap us?
Let's see. I have notes. I totally have notes. They're right here. I just gotta get to them. Oh man. Um, that's the name of this game. Yes. Okay. So I feel like we were mostly planning last game. We did some hacking and a lot of planning. Um, but we started out kind of laying out the plan. Christan tried to explain it to the rest of us non-techies. He spoke way over our heads. Um, Basically, the gist of it is we got to go to some penal colony called Narkina 5 and find out what it is that they're building there. It's some like massive military something or other. But they don't want just rumors or like, oh, so and so told me that this is definitely what. No, they want us to see it firsthand, report firsthand. So we were planning on how we were going to make that happen. And what we ended up going with was we know that there are people who take bribes to let people on planet. So we figured out with some hacking who those people were or were likely to be. And then through some further hacking, Christan implanted some shady, suspicious, totally there, totally not there. Some like it's there, or it was there, but the money's since been transferred out, like transaction records, as though we have already paid our bribe money, essentially, to get on planet, using Troy's ship. Which did we decide what name we were calling it? Because I think we're definitely not calling it by its original name.
I don't think that we did come up with something.
I don't know that we decided what we were calling it, but we weren't calling it its actual name.
Probably a good call.
You guys did get a second transponder from Ani.
Excellent.
So
Yeah, because we were waiting on some supplies for upgrades for the ship. One of them being basically to like switch the plates, more or less, like to change the transponder signal. We had tried to get some other things. We were wanting like encrypted comms. They were like, yeah, we can't do that. At least not on this timetable with this amount of money.
We do have really well disguised fake drugs to deliver.
Oh, some outstandingly disguised fake drugs, or real drugs, totally real drugs, but only like 5%, if that,
Yep.
of it is real. It's like, yeah, most of it's not real. The tiny bit that is real is on the outside, so convincingly arranged by Troy, because he is a master of this. I think you got like a remarkably good success on that.
I did.
We did get one other bonus upgrade to the ship, which was some module that would give us a +10 to piloting rolls, I believe. That's what I have noted down, is that when we were trying to get some, it was like like a certain amount of times. It wasn't like an all the time thing. It was like
It's once a day.
once a day, something like that.
No, it's the same thing as once a
encounter.
session, once a session, or once a adventure. I don't remember which.
Gotcha. I just remember we were trying for a couple of things, and that was one of the ones that we did get. You were gonna, Troy was like planning on. Oh no, it was the drugs you were gonna spend like a ton of luck on, and then we're like, actually, I don't have to. I've just rolled stupidly high or stupidly low. But yeah, we didn't get some of the rest of our things like encrypted transponder or encrypted communications and stuff. But we did get that, and we did get our transponder swapper. And we were on our way, I believe we were on our way to the planet, or just about to leave, headed for the prison planet of Narkina 5.
Oh, and Eric, I know I sent you my updated character sheet. I don't think I talked about anything, but I did radically rearrange my skills so that now I'm actually substantially effective in blaster, computer, sense, and force pull.
okay. Yeah, I have no philosophical objection to that. I guess, with Christan, it seems a little bit redundant to be good at computer, but I'll trust to your instincts.
realistically, I either had to put a ton of points into computer or a ton of points into pilot, and
Yeah.
computer seems to cover pilot given my ship and have more broad utility.
Okay.
And let's see. I think that's about all I've got for that. What's we had some idea of a plan of what we were gonna do with this. Like when we got on planet, we were discussing our options, including things like, say we were there to speak with so and so, or have one of us go visit the inmates while somebody else tried to sneak off and get eyes on the installation. I don't know if did we decide on anything firm. I don't have anything in my notes about us making a firm decision on any of that.
I thought that we were trying to identify an upper level like commander or someone who is likely to have access to this doomsday weapon and make it seem like we were going to be visiting them. Does that ring a bell?
It does. I don't know if that's what we had. Like I said, I can't recall any decision being made. So if that was a decision made, I'll totally go with it. I just don't recall what we had actually decided, since I apparently didn't write it down.
Fair. We might have been waiting until this session to decide. But that seems like a reasonable approach and something that we can research ahead of time, I think.
Yeah. And we had talked about the various blasters that you guys have on you,
Yes.
right? What
Yes, we did.
remind me
I
what
did
those are.
write that down somewhere. If
I
can find
know
it.
you said 2d6, I believe.
Okay.
His was
for
2d6
choice.
and mine was 1d6.
Oh yeah, I emailed it to you. Yeah, so I just see that
That's right, it was an email.
there's still a question mark for damage
Sorry.
in the last character
I'll
sheet.
I'll get that in right now. Yeah, I missed that. Still, number of attacks is 1. Can you just tell me range, ammo, and malfunction?
Yeah. Range is 15 yards. Ammo is 14. And malfunction is 100.
Not bad. Okay.
And mine, yeah. And you had how many? It said you had 2 extra cells for each of your blasters, so 6 in total.
Yep.
And that Varlo has 1 extra for his blaster, but
Yep.
that like those could be easily recharged on the ship. It's just that's how many we can basically have on one mission away from the ship.
Yep.
So 6 cells.
Yeah. It
All
says cells could be easily recharged on the Tranquility or anywhere you could reasonably plug into a decent power source.
Yeah. Troy also has his holdout blaster.
That's right.
Oh, I gave you all this. I gave you all this already. So
yeah, this is in an email. I got it.
yeah, it's in an email.
I'm copy pasting it out of the email into my notes so that I actually have it this time.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not keeping track of stuff that is going on to your guys' character that I think is going on to your guys' character sheet. So like the plus 10 piloting bonus.
Yeah, I did write that down.
Okay. What were the rules for that?
I just wrote down piloting check boost. And I wrote best 1 advantage on any piloting check way out of our price range. Plus 10 to piloting rolls, and under that in all caps I wrote got this one with some exclamation points, and then plus 5 to piloting rolls, advantage on a single piloting roll per X time. Those were the ones that I think we didn't try for. So I think we tried to get the super nice advantage on everything. Like, nah, that we couldn't afford that, but we did get the next best thing, which was plus 10 to our pilot, or I guess a minus 10. Like,
okay.
The roller, yeah.
Did you write the information down, Ken, for that?
I mean, I think that what it is just plus 10 to our piloting roll, right? Because I did not write anything down. I'm not sure if there was or should be a limit on it.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't have any kind of limiter written down. I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
Did you want there to be a limit written?
Nope. If I didn't say it, then that's what I wanted.
Cool. Yeah.
So that is great.
Yeah, because there is the one that I specifically have written like a certain number of times.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that one.
Cool. Okay, so you guys got your stuff. So the transponder that Ani managed to get for you. The name of the ship is Rodian's Reaper. You also have 3 encrypted communicator devices, so you can communicate with the 3 of you. They are encrypted, which is good but not perfect, right? Like Chris Stand will tell you, oh yeah, I could crack this if you give me, you know, like a few minutes. So it's the kind of thing that you probably can't rely on for like long-term communication, but if you just need to do some quick tactical discussions, you can do that relatively securely.
Gotcha. So don't use them for like hashing out a plan,
Right,
like
exactly.
saying like ready or in position or meet me at the relay point, you know,
Yeah.
something like quick, short, kind of
Right.
using them like
The
walkie-talkies,
shorter
cool.
the shorter it is, like the less likely it's going to be interrupted, and then that they'll bother to even try to crack it, right? So if you're having a lengthy conversation and then the Empire picks up this like encrypted long-term transmission, they're going to be like, oh yeah, let's get the code breakers on that. But like a
Like, what
single,
is going on
you know,
here?
word burst or something is probably not going to be relevant.
Yeah. Got it. That makes sense.
Yep. So you've got the bribe in to Gellum Urba, who's the officer that's in charge of the bribery. You've got your death sticks as cover. It sounds like you're coming in as smugglers selling death sticks. I don't think that you managed to get any information. Like, I think that basically you guys got enough information to get onto the planet and maybe in the door of the facility, but I don't think you got any information about where to go once you get in there.
I think that sounds accurate to what I recall.
Is there anything we can do to get that information before we head down?
I think that you guys tried getting, like Sam said, like a name of a higher ranked officer to kind of drop, or like, hey, can we chat with so and so? And I don't think you were able to get anything with that.
Yeah, I think Chris Stand had tried and not succeeded on that.
Yep.
He was like, well, you can look at, we got the staff list. We got the entire staff.
Right. You have the entire staff list. Yeah.
But that's kind of as far as we got on that endeavor.
You have not, I don't think that there's been an attempt to find any sort of schematic of the prison colony.
Okay.
That would be definitely something worth attempting in advance.
Yeah. Is there any way that we could have Chris Stand or Troy attempt to do that from not our ship's computer?
Yeah, I mean, you guys are still on you know, where you're kind of meeting with Ani, so you could use, like, you know, one of the terminals there, like the public ones.
Yeah, I know Chris Stand is always paranoid about like digging too deep and getting too noticed.
Yep.
So he's gonna avoid, like, he'll avoid doing anything too conspicuous, but if there's somewhere he can do it that's not like, there's some way he can do this that's not too conspicuous, he'll absolutely try and get some schematics.
And I'm going to try the same thing, but from an even kind of lower end approach. I'm looking through public records to see if I can find anything that would help point Chris Stand in the right direction for digging deeper. So I'm taking very, very few risks.
Okay.
In the hope of finding something that gives Sam a little bit of a bump. So why don't you let me go ahead and roll first on this one, if that's okay, Sam?
Yeah, go for it.
Success, just regular success.
Okay, great. Yeah, so you go digging around in the public records. So first of all, you do find information about Narkina and the penal colony. I think public records also allow you to figure out like you can look up legal information that like these people were arrested and then this is where they were sent, sort of thing. You don't necessarily get like a list of all the people who have been sent there, but you know, when you type in like Narkina 5 as a search term and dig into it, you're able to pick out like, oh, okay, there are these legal documents that are sending me there.
Is there any kind of general trend? Like, is there a particular type of prisoner that is getting sent there? Is this all like war crimes, you know, drug crimes?
You can give me a investigation.
Investigation. I'll roll it and then see what it is. I'm betting that a 98 does not make it, no matter what my no matter what my investigation is.
Nope. So yeah, you're not able to find any themes or consistencies in who these people are. Because frankly, that's not what you're primarily looking for. Like you're just like
Right.
looking for all public records specifically that might give you some like information about what's inside.
Got it. Okay.
I guess you could push your investigation or you could use luck.
That'd be
I
an
don't
awful lot
have
of
enough
luck.
luck to make that roll successful,
Go from
and
a
pushing it doesn't
98.
seem real reasonable. I
Cool.
don't. I'm doing a real low risk thing here.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Good call.
Right.
And then in terms of other public records, you're able to find the where it is in the galaxy, the bounce points from hyperspace that would get you there. I think that you're able to also find some like basic information about goods and whatnot that are sent there and received. Not like military level stuff, but just like what the residents of the planet might be using for trade. And in terms of the penal colony, you are able to get like sort of aerial view, like Google Maps, basically, of it. You're able to find that there are records that have been filed like by the construction crew, et cetera. But this thing was built, like decades ago. So it's not like, oh yeah, this is a recently constructed facility. Those records are not like publicly available. They're in the Imperial system. And so would require, breaking into a secure system kind of thing.
that's the
It would
information I'm going to
certainly
point.
be much easier to do this on Narkina 5. Like if you were able to tap into an Imperial system, it like bypasses one of the levels of security that needs to get through, right? Doing it remotely.
Okay. So maybe that should be our initial well, I mean, we can try and see what we can find from here with Christan. But if that's not feasible, then that might be our next best bet, is to actually get there and hope that we can find an unsecure terminal.
Yeah, I mean that I think Christan would know that that's not particularly challenging to do. There are computer terminals all over the place that, in these Imperial systems, they more or less rely on nefarious people not getting in.
Well, that's foolish of them. All right.
I mean,
Good.
This is one reason why Varlo's like, God damn this is one reason why Varlo's kind of not on with the Empire, because they keep screwing up.
Yep. Do you want Christan to roll for trying to find any schematics he can find from here? Yep. Is this just computer use?
Yep.
That is a regular success.
Okay, cool. Regular success. Focusing on just those plans. Similarly, not able to get any schematics from when it was constructed, for example. Can get, some reasonable like exterior shots and that kind of thing. It looks like this colony is built into a side of a mountain. So this truly massive mountain on the planet that must go up several miles, and the penal colony, it looks like, is built into the side of it and then burrows into the mountain. So it's like an iceberg. Like 10% of it is this like external metal structure where like receiving and like ships come and land and whatnot, and then the vast majority of it is in this mountain. And that contributes to its security because there's kind of like one way in, one way out.
Yeah. So I guess going off of the information that Christan has there, and I also Troy's public digging, a couple of questions. One would be like, what sort of planet is Narkina 5? Is this like a Is it particularly towards any climate type?
It looks like it's primarily barren, rocky, not necessarily desert, but dry. There's not like forests or anything like that. There are some like large bodies of water. None of them are near the penal colony. So it looks like pretty dry and mostly barren. There are a couple of small settlements on it that are independent of, the penal colony there. It looks like not exactly a backwater, but it doesn't look like a place where people regularly come.
And it's our belief based on our contacts that they are building this super weapon there, right?
So first of all, I don't think that there's any idea of the what you guys
The money
know
is going through there.
Yeah, I don't think the word weapon has been mentioned in character. What you guys know is that there's a lot of money that is being shifted around in unusual ways. And
Yeah, there's some project that's
they're
happening
building
there.
something. The Empire is probably building something. There's no other explanation for like this much money. And a surprising amount of money as well as materiel is going to this penal colony.
Okay. Are you sure we weren't told weapon? Because I'm pretty confident that we were. I could be wrong on that. I might be goofing up with my actual memory of Star Wars, but
Yeah. In my conception, that is not the case, but
okay.
Yeah, I didn't have it as weapon. I just had it as like massive. I mean, we know it's a military construction project to take
Yes.
that for what it is.
Yep. Probably a
What
mega
is the military
structure.
building but weapons
Right.
things? So I think the inference is that it's weapon. Really, it's some
Yes.
kind of weapon.
Yeah.
Given that it's a military construction project.
I think that's exactly right. But at least Ani hasn't said they're building another Death Star, right? So
yeah, she said it was like on the scale of spending as something in that magnitude.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
I guess the other question I was going to ask with regard to Narkina 5 is, given that it's kind of a backwater place, is this a world where there is any planetary trade?
Yes.
Or is this, and if so, what sort of things are they exporting? Is this like, I guess my real question is like, what are they doing at the prison colony? Or like they having them mine things or having them make things, or like what's the purpose of sending the prisoners to that place in particular?
I think Varlo is walk around knowledge. You know that the penal colonies are all work camps. So
yeah, so that's kind of his assumption, is like it's a work camp. So like, what are they having them work on?
Yeah, exactly. Do you have a history or imperial knowledge or anything along those lines skill?
Let me see. Let me pull up my sheet. History is not a skill I see, but let's see what would make sense.
You could just give me a straight intelligence check if you don't have a relevant skill.
Sure. Yeah, I can't. I'm not sure what a relevant skill would be. I can just make a straight intelligence check.
Yeah, if you had law, something like that.
Oh no, my law is. I have nothing in law. I would be way better off with just a flat intelligence check. Let's see. Let's just roll and see if it makes any. Oh, I rolled a 2. So I guess law would have worked. That would, even with my 6 law, that would have been a hard success.
Oh well, you don't get
I was
any,
like, let me roll and see if it matters, and then okay, well,
don't get a check mark for law. So yeah, you remember, you actually remember you were on an assignment where you were like infiltrating a like rebel cell sort of thing, and like managed to get them caught and arrested by the Empire. One of them was actually sent to Narkina 5. You actually remember their name. This was Mech Nidrum, who was convicted as a traitor, sent to Narkina 5 to work there, and you like followed up, a couple of times, just like, oh yeah, I wonder how Mech is doing, and found that it was primarily a mining colony.
Gotcha.
Planet though is both habitable and inhabited by civilization other than just this penal colony. Is that accurate?
Yeah, that's right.
But it wasn't any like large scale like civilization. It was like small set.
Yeah,
was
small
smaller
little
bits here
little
and there, kind of
towns.
independent.
Yeah, exactly. Like little towns scattered all over the place.
Which tells me it's not, the mining is not profitable enough to, or either not profitable enough or not close enough to major trade lanes to make it financially worthwhile for any big corporations to set up shop here.
Do I know if in general, penal colonies or empire penal colonies, so they're usually work colonies. Is it make work, or are they actually attempting to put like set up colonies in places where like this is a valuable mining colony, or is it just, hey, we need a penal colony and we need them to do something, so they're mining, the equivalent of coal?
I don't think you would know that, but Varlo would.
Law, can I make a shot at it?
Sure.
Come on. No. Oh well.
But
Varlo?
that's, I mean, based on Varlo's extreme success for that recall, he has a lot of information. So you guys tell me.
Yeah. So what was the question there?
I basically I want to know is this like real work that they're doing, or
is this
work?
like busy work that they're manufacturing? Is this manufactured work like so that they have something to do? Like, or is this like a place that of actual monetary value that they're then sending people to, right?
Yeah. That for the most part, the penal colonies are producing important things. I mean, this is partly how the Empire can build, for example, a Star Destroyer. I mean, the expense of building a single Star Destroyer is catastrophic if you had to actually pay people. But if you use basically slave labor, it dramatically cuts down on the cost of construction. So that's one of the ways that the Empire is able to have these massive space fleets and a whole, not the entire system, but a lot of it is built, the simple things are built by these penal colonies. The computer systems are built by paid experts, but like,
sure, yeah, and
you just need you need a lot of like iron struts,
With these large scale Empire projects, are they typically building like these giant things like Star Destroyers on planet, or are these things that have to be done outside the atmosphere?
They have to be done outside the atmosphere, and Varlo, again, on that extreme success, would know that one penal colony would build like a thing or maybe a couple of things, and then it would all go somewhere else and get assembled.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not putting it together there. They're just making their pieces.
Yep.
So we're super unlikely to find anything more than just chunks of whatever they're building. We're gonna have to kind of piece it together from there.
Yes.
Or go and see where it's headed and then chase that trail.
Ooh, is that something that we can do before ever even going down? Like, are there shipments going off planet that they're hauling extremely large or extremely well guarded shipments somewhere?
You don't know the answer to that question. You guess the answer is yes, but I'm not sure how you would find that. Is definitely going to be like high security.
That's the kind of thing that's going to be on the Imperial's network and not something we would hit publicly.
Exactly.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So that might be something that Kristan could discover on planet if we can get him into their computers.
Yes, exactly.
That would be a good objective, I think, for Kristan, would be to figure out where the next step in the chain, like what the next link in the chain is.
Yep. So with regards to trade on Narkina 5, it looks like it's largely like rocks of various kind that are used for construction purposes elsewhere. So like various types of shale and whatnot. There is also some indication that there's smuggling operations on and off the planet, basically bypassing paying taxes to the empire. So nothing
Gotcha.
illegal per se, but
Yeah.
not paying your
Illegal
taxes.
only in the sense that they're not paying the taxes for it.
Yeah, which you will definitely, go to prison for.
Sure. That's the kind of thing that gets you sent to this sort of work camp.
Right.
All right. So don't get caught doing that.
Good call.
But so our plan, as I understand it, is we are arriving on Narkina 5 with our bribe paid to then, while on planet, have Kristan do some digging on Imperial systems. Do we want him to do that while we occupy other people? Or are we guarding him while he does that?
I don't know if we can actually make a decision about that until we see what the circumstances there are.
True. What would be our ideal? Would we rather him be able to find an isolated terminal and us kind of stand guard over him? Or
I mean, ideal is we go there, we have our drugs that we are supposed to deliver. Do we have like a name or a person that we're supposed to be delivering them to? Okay,
Yeah,
great.
I think we do.
Gellum, great. So ideally we get there and get sent somewhere to wait for Gellum, and hopefully that somewhere is a place that we can either directly access terminal from or sneak out of. That would be ideal, but I don't know how we can necessarily make that happen. I don't think that we have enough information right now to even figure out where we're going to be sent once we pass the gate, so to speak. Kristan, would you have any better luck accessing systems planet side but still outside of the colony? Should we land somewhere and see if we have a better chance of cracking in remotely from the surface of the planet rather than from off system?
What is Kristan's idea of that? Or if Varlo has any idea of that?
Yeah, you both do, and I think I mentioned this already. The Empire relies on their exterior security shell to prevent what it is you guys are wanting to do. So getting on planet, or even like finding like an exterior port or something, is not going to do very much for you.
Yeah, we need to get on one of their computers. I think Kristan would tell you that we need to get on one of their computers, not just in the vicinity.
All right, well, I say that we go ahead, we make our drop. If we can access a computer inside the penal colony, fantastic. If security is less lax than we're anticipating, it may be that we just go drop off our drugs and retreat, having maybe made some additional contacts there.
Kristan would. I have a question that Kristan, for something he in my head here, is thinking that we could pursue as a possibility. What are the chances we could? So, are you familiar with, like, in real life, the term of a USB rubber ducky? Do you know what that is?
Nope.
Okay, it's basically like think of it like a thumb drive, like a flash drive with a virus on it.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That you like. The idea is that you leave it somewhere enticing for someone to pick up, and they take it and plug it into their
I've not heard the term rubber ducky, but I know this concept.
Okay. Yeah. What are the chances that we could have something like that we either we leave plugged into a terminal, or we leave somewhere that someone is gonna pick it up and plug it into a terminal, to have a way, like, after, like, if we can't, in the event that we can't get everything we need, we have potentially a back door later. I know that possibly also has risks associated with it if it's calling out like that might, I don't know if that could be traced back to us, that kind of thing. I'm just kind of thinking out loud, but if that is a possibility for an additional avenue for information, that might be something we could try.
So Kristan knows that this is a thing that can be done. It is unclear. So it depends on some parameters that you want to establish. So the first question that I have is, do you want this device to be able to itself transmit any information, or do you want, do you want this thing to be able to transmit information itself, or are you going to rely on it manipulating the existing computer systems to transmit information?
Oh, I see. The idea of it trying to transmit anything powerfully enough to get it out of there seems unlikely.
Yeah, you guys would have to be on planet to receive that
Yeah,
information.
it seems like that would have to be like, we would have to be very close by. I'm thinking either it sends out something on its own using the system itself, or that it just doesn't transmit, it strictly records, and then like we come back later and
that
retrieve
is
it.
no problem. That is definitely something. If you just want to stick it in and it just like tries to grab some information, then definitely. Now I say that the problem is you're gonna need Kristan to basically program a hacking droid into this thing that is then doing the hacking. You know what I mean? Like that's a little bit more complicated.
I guess more of it, I'm thinking more of like a less sophisticated in terms of like not trying to probe into their systems. I'm thinking something simple like a key logging, like recording what they're typing and leaving it specifically in the where it's going to get picked up by someone with credentials or with someone important who might be.
I see.
Like,
okay.
More of a phishing a targeted phishing attack.
That's super interesting. That would be no problem at all. The problem would just be retrieving it once it's got its information.
Sure. Yeah, that's the hard part. What about this, man? Okay, I'm just going way off in the weeds. Tell me if this is getting too far out in the weeds, but like I'm going off of like things that exist in the real world right now, so I'm just spinning on that. But there's ideas of things that like they do their thing, they record whatever it is, and then they just like deliberately quit working. So people are like, it's busted, and they throw it away. Like it will stop working on purpose so that it gets thrown away.
Right.
Stuff like that. Like, granted, us retrieving it then is a different kind of challenge, but I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking out loud. Ken, any thoughts?
Yeah, I've got a few things percolating. How hard would it be for Kristan to hijack a droid on base with very simple instructions? Just, hey, pull this device and leave it outside the colony.
So like instead of us having to go back to the office to retrieve such a thing, we like slap a restraining bolt on a droid there and have it instruct it. Like that's a lower target hack, I guess. Having it like unplug it.
Yeah, Varlo, go ahead and give me another intelligence
Sure.
check. This is an imperial procedures kind of question.
Sure.
The other thing that while he's doing that, I'm wondering about, and I don't know if our tech supports this, but if we could, I'm again thinking of like a USB style device that's actually hidden inside a very, very small mobile droid. Is that feasible? Like we could plug it in, and then when it's done recording, a week from now, it can scurry out of the place on its own.
I guess you'd need to get the droid.
I don't, and that's the part that I'm not certain about. I don't know if this is like common sci-fi tech right now, or if that's almost unheard of level of sophistication. Little spider droid that plugs into a computer.
Yeah, I mean, if the if anybody had that, they would be using it, and then the Empire would have countermeasures to it to a certain degree. So I think that I would say that it's not like off the shelf droid tech.
Got it.
I did not succeed, and I can't think of a reasonable way to push a intelligence check.
Fair.
So that was just not a
Okay.
success.
So yeah, the droid, trying to grab a droid, reprogram it, or not even reprogram it, just give it a single instruction, grab this thing, bring it back out. The so yes, that can be done. I think it would take a little bit of time, so you guys would need to find somewhere to hole up or otherwise be out of sight for an hour or two.
I've got a question based on Varlo's experience as an Imperial. How this seems like a silly question, but like, is there ever an instance where there are visitors who come, like, if someone's coming to visit, do people ever come visit people in prison?
No.
Like, okay, no one's coming to visit. Because
Nope.
I was thinking of like, if you get visitors, is there the chance that someone, like, if you're coming to visit like on a prison planet, you're gonna have to stay the night, like you're gonna have to sleep somewhere. So I was thinking like, if people get visitors, maybe there's like a chance we could stay. But if that's just not a thing.
No, I mean, you
then
know that the Empire will perform inspections, like they'll have officers that are
Sure.
going to go and do those things. But you guys
Sure.
already have your like a cover. I mean,
Yeah.
if you want a different cover, you could do that, but
No. But I was just thinking like, if there's any reason we could contrive, like any excuse we could come up with to be allowed to like stay there, but not be imprisoned. Because I don't want to stay there if staying there means staying in the prison cells.
Yeah, no. I'm circling back around to an idea that I like, but I'm having a hard time figuring out how to make it work. I'm thinking of something like, again, USB device disguised as a locket or a necklace or some other moderately valuable piece of non-tech gear that we could plug it in, and then maybe instead of going after like a standard droid and reprogramming it, just a cleaning droid, and program it to locate that object, pull it, and drop it off with command, and then we can reach back out later and be like, hey, while we were there, I dropped my necklace. I don't suppose anyone turned it in.
Oh, that's an intriguing thought.
I guess my
That might
first
take
question there
that
would
might
be,
take some crafting to come up with a convincing disguise for this device, but
well, I guess that's my other question. I'm thinking about this as something that needs to actually plug into a terminal, but I don't have a real clear out of character understanding of the tech. Is this something that we
Same.
could just have like a little doodad that is in the same room and is collecting information remotely without being plugged in? Because that would be much easier to disguise as like a discarded trivial piece of whatever that, hey, we'd really appreciate it if you'd ship that back to us. And also, I really like the idea of
versus like a
convincing the
big
Empire
object that
to
has to be put in
send
a
their
socket.
state secrets to us directly. Like that sounds very satisfying.
so I think I'm going to take my cue from R2's data port.
Okay, so it's the like spinning, like
Yep.
it's like a mechanical thing that has to insert into a thing.
Exactly.
Cool, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about the size of a screwdriver.
Okay, so what about I have to assume that it would be relatively easy to conceal a plug-in in I'm going to say a locket or an amulet. Could we design something that plugs directly into a computer port, gets the information that we need, and then like however long that takes, an hour later, it disconnects and falls to the floor and now just looks like the aforementioned piece of trash or returnable jewelry?
Given the size of it, that's going to be kind of big. Yeah,
So what
that's
else could it be disguised as then?
Like I said, it's going to be about the size of a screwdriver. So it'd be hard to pass off as some kind of jewelry of any variety. If in you could say you drop. I'm trying to think like. Actually, before we go down this too far, what's the likelihood that if you dropped any personal valuables of any kind, the Imperials are letting you back to try and retrieve it?
That's a really great question. I think honestly, it depends on what kind of relationship you guys are able to establish with them when you do the deal. If they're like, we could get it paid even more than this is worth hawking it, then that's probably going to be their motivation is not going to be honor, which again is like one of the things that is probably bothersome to Varlo. Like they wouldn't do the right thing.
Yeah. So if we were disguising it, we would just it would need to be something that was personally valuable, but monetarily in value. Like not
no. We make it valuable. We make it valuable. We don't ever even get back in contact with them. We just wait for them to sell it to one of the local traders on planet and pick it up from there.
That is another thing. Well, I guess if they're isolated things, how likely is it getting out of the prison, or is it just going to the more wealthy person in the prison?
No, you guys have a reasonable understanding of like how the economies work here. Like it's way more expensive to move anything off planet than it is to do anything on planet. So if you're going to fence something, unless it's a really rare, highly valued item, it's going to be a lot more effective to do it on planet.
And let's see. Okay. And that seems plausible. What could we? I don't know what sort of. I'm thinking like the equivalent of like, something that would be valuable enough to take, but not valuable enough to not expensive enough that they would steal it and also want to fence it and not just keep it for themselves. Like, but is there some device that we could say in the vein of like, I don't know, I'm thinking like a Nintendo Switch or something like in real world that like, yeah, that's worth like a couple $100 and like, it's a piece of just random tech object. Is there like some random tech object that's like a desirable thing that we don't have to name what it is or necessarily even what it does, but is there some
I like the idea. Why not go right with that? Like a game system. There's got to still be game systems.
I'm just thinking like some sort of personal electronic device that would be valuable enough that they would want to steal and fence.
Right. So something that's like entertainment based, but is in a format that isn't particularly useful to Empire soldiers. So maybe a game device that is all in the language that's used by some of the locals on the planet.
Sure. Yeah. We are going like way down this rabbit hole and I'm here for it.
I don't know that you guys, I mean, you could spend the time doing that research, like get onto Narkina 5 and like figure out what the locals do, yada, yada, yada. Certainly where you are now, it would not be hard to get a gaming sort of system that's not in basic.
Sure. Yeah. Let's, we could potentially even have our contact from the Alliance maybe pay for these things as part of our supplies, or has she already left?
She's not left, but she has done what she can for you guys.
Gotcha.
I think.
She did already give us the money for what we could
and
get.
The ship upgrades and yada yada.
That's
you also
right,
have,
right.
I mean, I don't know what everyone's credit rating is, but you also have, some money.
Mine is
Troy doesn't. Jesus.
There. Mine exists.
I don't. I exist outside the regular credit system.
Yeah, no kidding.
Barlow has a rating of 20. It
yeah,
exists.
okay. So you have like a non-zero amount of spending cash.
Yeah, so
probably enough to get like a used system.
Probably go pick up some kind of used system like this that we could then try and modify into to do what we want.
Yeah, let's see. What's your credit rating? 20?
20. Yeah, we didn't want to mess with I believe it was Kristan that actually has a passable credit rating. of 35. So we were trying to keep his rating intact
Oh, right. Yeah.
and have us do the risky spending.
Yeah, you definitely have enough money to make this happen.
Cool.
As just petty cash without dramatically affecting your assets.
Cool.
So tell me again because you're still going to need to program this thing and then plug it in somewhere. Yeah. So
what backing up, what we're trying in general to do is to plug this in. Well, okay. So there was two avenues that were discussed, and I'm not sure that this idea is totally compatible with one of them. So let me just, one of the ideas was it's something that gets like left. We could plug it in somewhere. It just kind of does something automatically or allows access remotely or something. Like maybe it's programmed to look for something. Maybe it's just like a little remote terminal to let Christan sit somewhere, secluded and do what he does, but with like access as though he's at that terminal, something. Maybe it's something of that nature. Or the other option was it's like a keylogger that's just really low level, but that one I'm not sure works with like something like the game system. That would need to, because that one we would need access to someone important.
Not necessarily. This is just a matter of escalating privileges, right? We don't need the password of like the base commander. We need the password of someone that Christan can piggyback off of to continue to do that.
But in that sense, it would. The idea is like in real world stuff. This is stuff where like you get like malicious USB cables where like it looks like a phone charging cable, but it's actually got a USB stick with a virus, something like. So that would need to be something that looks like something you should plug in, but that's actually malicious. In which case, we would want it to look like something you should plug in.
I think this is all kind of secondary anyway. Like we want to have this set up in case we're not able to get private access to a terminal. I guess we might also be overthinking this. We really don't know enough about the circumstances to figure out what level of security we're looking at, how feasible some of these options are. Know from our previous session that our fake drugs are so well designed that even when they're found out, it's not going to reflect on us. They're going to assume that somebody else tampered with them or damaged them or whatever. Yeah. So I think that we use this as an opportunity.
We could probably curry favor with them from just the quality of that alone. That like maybe one of them could look the other way for us in order to like let us. These
to let us talk to your.
These so good drugs are so good they want us to come back with more later.
So to be clear, the drugs themselves are not necessarily good. It is the deception that is outstanding.
The deception is good. Yeah, they think
it looks like we're handing off something really high value.
Yeah, they look like we've brought some really valuable drugs.
So maybe we could parlay that along the lines of, hey, listen, we'd love to make this a regular thing and we can even provide a discount. We did want just a chance to say hello to an old friend of ours, Mech Nidrum. Did I get the name right? Mm-hmm. And maybe that would be enough to get us somewhere where Christan can privately access a terminal. And if not, we still don't look terrible. We go and say hello to your old contact. They recognize us or should. This all puts us in a position where we can go down, get on planet, hopefully not tip anyone off to our subterfuge, and be better prepared to come down again in the future. And once we know what the lay of the land is, so that even if we aren't able to get the information that we need right now, we're in a better position moving forward.
That sounds reasonable to me. I like the idea of dropping the name that Varlo is familiar with.
So to be clear, that is someone who is imprisoned here.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, whoever we're talking to that might be able to get us in to see a prisoner obviously knows that we're smuggling drugs. We have a good reason within this deception to know prisoners.
Yeah, and it's not like their idea of us as like upstanding people has been shattered if we're asking to do something outside the rules. Like, yeah, of course we're going outside the rules. We just brought you death sticks. Like that's the kind of person that like it's okay to sort of show our face to, in that sense of like they know we're
Yeah.
not all on the up and up.
The dude buying drugs from us isn't going to be like, hey, you seem kind of
Wait a
sketchy.
second.
All right.
Yeah. I think
So
that's
is
better
that our
than
plan
going
then?
down this like crazy rabbit trail any further. I think I'm not sure how to like I'm not sure how to make this, as much as I like the idea, I'm not sure how to make it work.
Yep.
Um it's a yeah, like you said, it's a backup option, but it would be a better backup option if we knew what form it needed to take, which we can't until we see
Well,
things.
I do really think that going into this with the idea that, hey, maybe all that we're going to accomplish is develop some goodwill and additional contacts, drop off our drugs, and get a very basic lay of the land so that we can return with better information. I think that that's a pretty good opening attempt here, given how little we know about what's down there.
That makes sense.
I did want to check one other thing, since I was able to access public records and get basically like a Google satellite view of the area. Are there any places that on that aerial view that have obviously been obfuscated, like blurred out?
No.
Okay.
Do we have any idea of the scale of this installation as it exists inside the mountain?
No way of
No.
knowing.
Since we couldn't find the internal schematics.
No, but the exterior of it is pretty substantial. It's like I don't know, 15 stories high and several hundred feet deep. It's kind of like a projection out of the side of the mountain. So just the exterior part of this is pretty big, and there's a landing pad that's big enough for, you know, cargo ship sorts of things on the part of the structure.
Is there any indication from what we've looked at with like trade records and, you know, prison records of like, basically, can we get a guess, like a rough estimate of the number of people within the installation based on like how much food they're
Or I mean,
taking.
even based on the staff list which you have.
Well, I was thinking like prison, like we've got the staff list, so we know this count of staff, but like also
Yep.
prisoner count, like something of that rough estimate.
You guess it's going to be in the tens of thousands.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, cool. So you guys get into Rodian's Reaper, renamed Nay the Tranquility, and Bartleby powers up, says, "Oh, good day to you, sir. Good day, Mr. Zarander, Mr. Sand. Where are we off to today?"
Quick question, since I learned my lesson in our other game. Is there a direction we should approach from that would make us seem legitimate or more legitimate or less legitimate, since Troy saw like which lanes go where, like hyperspace lanes? I'm just thinking to our spell jamming game where we came in from like directly from the pirate anchor into and like, oh yeah, you're totally pirate. Like, is there anything we should do as far as like the direction we approached?
That is a really good point. Do you have any espionage or related skill?
Oh, I mean, he's all about.
You could do insight.
Let's see. Yeah, I'll do insight.
I'll do insight also if that's okay.
Sure.
Oh yeah,
Insight is pretty good. Jesus Christ, I'm sucking today.
I was actually, how many? I'll just do a regular success. I was thinking of spending luck to make it a hard success. I was like 4 points off a hard success, but I'll just say regular success.
Okay. So you know that if you guys are coming in as smugglers, you should come in not through the front door, basically. At most facilities, there would be other points of ingress that you would land at, like a back door sort of thing, and like meet someone on the down low. Since this penal colony only has the one area of approach, as far as you know, that's not an option. But you don't want to just like come in and land at the main landing platform. Like that's for official Imperial business.
Gotcha. So we'll land like we'll come in. There's only one major entrance, but we'll land like off on like a side
Yep.
hangar.
Yeah,
but
or
as far as,
probably
like-
just like find somewhere on the mountain that's like flat enough.
Gotcha. So we'll like land off installation and then
Right.
make our way to the main entrance
Yep,
where we
exactly.
will be admitted.
Yep.
Are they gonna like hail us on the way down
Oh yeah.
or anything?
Unless you're taking some,
No.
efforts
Like
to disguise yourself.
I mean, we're expecting to be in contact with them, so I figured that was the case.
Yep.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
I learned
and
my
then,
lesson in our last game.
Yeah.
Which way you come in?
And then Varlo, you also know like you guys all need aliases.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
we are not going by our normal names here. That is
No.
not going to happen.
So yeah, how's everybody gonna call themselves and each other?
Ooh,
Varlo will go by Arvin.
Okay.
I will go by Alexander.
And Kristan, what should Kristan be here? I will toss it to the crowd. Any thoughts for a name for Kristan?
Let's keep it simple. Call him Christopher or Chris.
You say that is that too close to his actual name or?
Yeah. Yeah, I think Barlow
Barlow's gonna shoot that one down.
knows better.
No,
Do you
I
think
think it's,
maybe Kristan suggests that, and Barlow's like, I don't know about that.
I think from a deception standpoint, it actually holds pretty well. Nobody's going to expect that somebody has something that's relatively close to their actual name. But I'm fine. It's not mine.
Yeah. How about we just call it mystery for now, and then Ben can come up with one
Cool.
for himself
works.
whenever on next session.
Sounds good.
We'll just keep referring to it as his right now as Kristan, but like with the knowledge that like it's actually whatever Ben picks for at the next session.
Cool.
And what were you going by?
What was that?
What are you
For-
going
for-
by?
Arvin. I put it in chat.
Yeah.
Just to have it written down.
Yep.
Hold
Okay.
on, man. It's 60% the same letters, and you're going to come down on me about Christopher.
All scrambled.
Yeah, so Bartleby greets you all. You have the transponder from Ani. You haven't installed it yet.
Okay.
Oh, we
What
should
does that
definitely do that.
entail?
It's just a swap out, and Bartleby can help. He, wants to. If you're going to do something like that, he wants to know.
Okay. Well, yeah, obviously.
Oh yeah, we should definitely do that.
So,
Yeah, Kristan's
Bartleby,
really
we
good
have
with
some
like-
encrypted transponders that we need to swap out with our regular comm system. You all right?
Is
with
that personal comms or? The
Yeah,
encrypted one?
that's personal comms, not the ship comm.
Sure,
So
but is it
we've
still?
got, like, we've got comm links to like walkie-talkie on
Yep.
on like encrypted frequency.
Yep.
But the ship, oh, you're talking about the ship's transponder for like our ship identification, right?
Well, whatever. Sorry, I was just told that Bartleby needs to know about something that we're doing. What exactly was that? Because I thought it was the encrypted comms.
No, it's the transponder that changes your ship from Tranquility to Rodian's Reaper,
Oh,
so
got
that
it.
they won't be looking for Tranquility if something goes awry.
Okay. Sorry, we just need to swap out transponders. We're going undercover. You are temporarily going to be Rodian's Reaper. How does that stand with you?
Oh, well, I understand the necessity, sir. Can't say we haven't done it before. Shall we do it after takeoff as usual?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, we don't want record of that ship leaving here where our ship, where your ship docked. That's for sure.
All right. Troy, you get in the pilot's chair. Varlo Christand are also on the bridge with you, and the Tranquility takes off. You guys know that, yeah, there are a couple of bounce points through hyperspace to get to Narkina 5. During one of them, you change out the transponder. That's no problem with Bartleby's help. Yeah, and it'll be a travel of, I don't know, a few days. Anything you guys are doing in that downtime?
What sort of environmental hazards or threats are likely to be encountered on the surface of the planet, sorry, Narkina 5, if we end up needing to, for example, run out of the prison colony with stormtroopers on our tail?
The biggest hazard, as far as you know, is just the sharpness of the rocks on the ground. So having extremely durable footwear.
Okay. I have very limited knowledge of extraterrestrial life forms and monsters. I'm gonna make a guess at what we could expect to find here based on the environment. Is that acceptable?
Sure.
Great. Monsters of Thin Holland, my favorite skill to use in any
Oh my
game ever,
God.
anywhere. I'll get it one of these days. No.
Yep.
While we're traveling, you said we've got several days worth of like travel
Yep.
between here and there. Barlow wants to try, just through conversation, as he does with his normal work, to sort of get a read on Troy and Christand to the end, like with the goal of how likely are these guys gonna be to like spill the beans under pressure if things get dicey. Like, are these guys, are they gonna crack up here? Like, he's trying to assess his new companion.
Cool. Yeah, go ahead and do an insight check.
or hard success.
So I'll let Troy answer for that, but Varlo.
Wait, sorry,
you-
no, that was dead on an extreme success.
Oh crap! Wow.
Bang on an extreme. That was a 10.
Ah, nice. You know that it's almost a meaningless question, because with enough time, the Empire breaks everyone, because you like, that's part of
Oh,
your
yeah.
job, you know, and they have
Right.
like horrible mind reading aliens and like drugs and, you know, all kinds of stuff. So if like an interrogation squad is called in, it's all
Oh,
over.
sure, yeah. We're curtains if we get
Yeah.
interrogated. It's more of a like, given their like conversationally, if we get like surprised by like a unexpected inspection that we get like unexpected attention, that like, are they gonna like accidentally like stumble over their words and give away that we're not on the up and up, like that kind of like that's sort of what he's looking like. Counterintelligence training, like how good are these guys going to be at like talking their way out of things?
Cool. I mean, you know that Troy's heavily involved with various narcotics, and he seems a little bit
Troy seems good.
checked
Good for
out
it.
sometimes. It's unclear if that's a good thing or a bad thing. So, Troy, what do you think he gets on that extreme insight success?
Ooh, so behind like the drugged out exterior, Troy demonstrates a really deep reservoir of willpower, to the point where with an extreme success, you'd be aware that probably he would be likely to kill himself before cracking under torture, if at all possible.
Mm-hmm. The worst kind for me. Good in this instance.
Okay, you know that Chris Stand is not much of a fighter, and has been working, you know, fully behind the scenes, and was reluctant to come out and go into the field, as it were.
Yeah.
So he's accustomed to extremely regimented, regular day, just being a faceless part of the machine. And
Don't let him answer the tough questions if we get grilled. Cool. Cool.
Yeah. So you don't have a high degree of confidence of Chris Stand resisting much of anything.
Cool. Good
Yep.
to know. Good to know.
Yeah, you get the feeling that Chris Stan doesn't really know what he's getting into. Actually, you think that he
Barlow is not about to tell him. This seems like it seems to Barlow that informing Chris Stand of just what he's gotten himself into would only increase the likelihood of problems.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
It's
Chris
better if
Stan
he's
is
unaware
almost
of the
like,
danger.
yeah, you get on that extreme success. You think Chris Stan has the idea of like, oh, like this is just like a thing, like a quick thing. We'll like bang, get it done, taken care of, and then I can go back to my old life, just hacking away from the
Oh, yeah,
security of
no.
my
Old
desktop.
life is gone. You signed away the old life when you got on this mission. Cool.
Yeah.
Love it. Anything you guys, I'm trying to think if anything that Chris Hand would be doing on this trip. I think Chris Hand would probably be trying to get to know Bartleby.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. Go
As
ahead
much
and
as
give
Troy
me
would allow.
yeah, give me a persuasion check.
Sure. Totally. Not a chance. His persuade is 14 and it has rolled a 60.
Yeah.
So
You could use
pretty
luck
good
on that.
roll. What was that?
You could use luck. You said 16?
60.
Oh, never mind. Don't use luck.
Not even close.
Not even close. Yeah, so I mean Bartleby's not like put off or anything, but they don't get to be like serious buddies.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Cool. You guys come out of hyperspace. Narkina 5 comes up in front of you. Mostly it looks like kind of brown. There's a couple of little blue spots where they're like small seas or lakes or whatnot. But again, it's mostly a very rocky brown planet. You see a couple of settlements here and there as you're coming in, and you get hailed. You hear over the comms, hello, cargo ship. This is Narkina 5 Penal Colony. Please report your business.
Is this something that I can just let Bartleby take care of, or do they need to actually speak to one of us?
Yeah, Bartleby. Tell me again, did you put points into Bartleby?
Do we trust Bartleby to do this? Is more the
I put at your recommendation just more points into computer, not Bartleby specifically.
Okay. Yeah, we may need to refigure how you're envisioning using Bartleby. I'm envisioning Bartleby as flavor and like over a skin of a simple cargo ship. If you want him to actually do stuff, he is going to need mechanical points to do that, and that'll have to come from you.
Okay. Yeah, I was assuming computer, but no, I can just answer. Williams Reaper, here to drop off.
Yeah, I assume we have something arranged with our law, like what we had done with our bribe stuff, like whatever. I think we had set up some kind of arrangement of what we were planning on doing.
Okay.
Right? Is that
that
accurate?
You had made contact with Gellum, and I think that he probably gave you like what to say when you're coming in, that they would then like contact him.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, I will use that passphrase as part of my greeting then.
Okay. All right. You get a response back, says, okay, thank you, Rhodian's Reaper. Please land as specified from prior arrangement. You guys
Does that all seem in keeping with expectations?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it doesn't seem like they're, I mean, you guys,
Okay.
if you want to roll insight, you're certainly welcome to.
Seems like they're
I
just letting
mean,
us on.
sure. Nope, not this time either.
Okay.
I've got decent insight, just shitty
You're
rolls.
counterbalancing my really, really, really
Yeah,
ridiculous ability
right.
tonight.
Truly ridiculously good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys come in, you see this like truly huge mountain looming up over the surface of this planet, and it is like part of a mountain range, but the size of this mountain compared to the others is just astonishing. You soar around, you see kind of poking out of the side of the mountain. I mean, given how big the mountain is, the insulation that's coming out of it is so tiny, but you kind of circle around, see this little glint of metal where that insulation is, and you spot a couple of kind of flatter areas around it that you can come in to land and avoid like actually landing on the platform where cameras and everything else would be capturing you.
Does the mountain appear to be natural, or is the entire thing a man-made installation?
No, it looks natural. It's just, the universe or the galaxy is a big place, and this planet just has a huge mountains, some past massive geological upheaval or something.
So there's other mountains on the Earth or on the planet that we've seen that look similar
Yes.
in scale.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Given that we have several flat areas as options to land, can we pick one that is nearby the base and also potentially, if there are different elevations, lower elevation than
Yeah.
it's easier to run away downhill than uphill. So I'd rather do the climb uphill when we're
Right.
not in a hurry.
Nice. Yeah,
So-
absolutely. And then do you want to be far enough around the curve of the mountain that they don't have line of sight on the landing spot of the ship?
Preferably, yeah.
Okay.
If feasible.
As close as possible while remaining out of sight, and preferably either on level or downhill rather than uphill from the installation.
No problem. This mountain is so massive that even
I just
a
don't want to have to be
slight
like climbing on our way out if we're moving out in a hurry.
yeah. This mountain is so massive that even like a
Okay.
slight change in its surface is enough of a landing area. So I mean, it's not like pocked all over the place, but you guys can definitely find something that's out of sight of the installation and below it, but not like super below it, but enough that like the descent would be like this getting to it.
Cool. That sounds good.
Cool.
Varlo's just always planning escape routes.
Yep. Gotta plan your escape
Varlo's
route.
thinking.
Yep, that's best. So you guys come in land. Bartleby, as you guys are kind of getting your gear all set up, Bartleby says, "Should I make sure to lock the door, sir? Is there any precautions you wish me to take?"
Definitely lock behind us, Bartleby, and arm our security systems, which I know are almost nil. And alert me if anyone approaches.
Of course, sir. What channel should I use? You have your regular, and you also have your encrypted comms.
Regular channel, standard channel, Bartleby, unless something gives you pause and you feel further discretion is warranted.
Of course, sir. I will be happy to tell you. Good luck, sirs.
Thank you, Bartleby. We'll be back soon, hopefully.
Okay, you guys descend out of the gangplank and start heading up towards the Narkina 5 installation. What's your like party order here?
I'll be in. Barlow, you should probably lead. You're going to be our voice here, I assume.
Yeah, Varlo will take point on this.
I will take.
What are we? I just have a question of like, what are we carrying with us as our cargo, or is the idea that we like show up talk to who we're gonna talk to, and then figure out where cargo needs to go, and then go, get cargo and bring it, or like are we
Whatever the
bringing
arrangement
the
was.
death sticks right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So
So let's have
how big is this thing we're bringing? Is this like a
Not real big.
backpack, or is this like a?
It's small. Yeah, it's like a backpack.
Okay. Okay.
So let's Kristen is going to be carrying the drugs. He'll be in the middle. I'll be Drogue, you be Point.
Cool. Sounds good. Yeah, Varlo's just, as we're walking up, he's just gonna keep watch for any surprise security systems.
Cool. Okay. So I'm playing with my audio. Is it still okay on your guys' end?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah, you sound fine.
great. I was like, it's been loud. You guys have been loud for me this whole time, and I keep turning my volume down, and I'm like, why isn't it getting quieter? And it's because I didn't have my settings all happy.
Gotcha. Are you
Oh, that's
on
better.
your laptop still?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That is much better. Okay. Great. You guys hike. It's maybe a mile or so from where you were to get up there. As you're kind of hiking along, there's no trail. You're definitely kind of picking your own way.
So this is just like natural terrain then, right?
It's
it's just
I mean,
rock.
it's the side of a mountain. It's not like super steep, but it's reasonably steep. It's, like I said, that
Okay.
sharp kind of rocky surface. There's no bushes or anything like that.
I have my blaster drawn and ready then.
Okay. Everyone go ahead and give me an athletics check, please.
Sure, that's possible.
Nope. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and push that one. If I'll take a risk to leap again or whatever the specifics are, at the risk of additional negative side effects depending on what the particular hazard is. Is that acceptable?
Sure.
Okay, well,
Still no.
Varlo got a hard success, and Kristan failed by like triple his value.
Okay. So Varlo got a success, so he's fine.
Or he got he had a hard success, just barely. He actually has 40 on athletics, so he's got a decent athletics score.
Cool. Okay, so on a hard success, I'll give you the opportunity to save either Varlo or Kristan as they hit a scree. And Troy, did you fail your push?
I did.
Okay, so it's going to be worse for Troy, so you might want to grab Troy.
Yeah, I'll grab Troy. If Troy's like making a leap for it, and I'm like, hold on, buddy. Yeah, I'm gonna try and steady him on whatever he's doing.
Okay, cool. So you with that hard success managed to stabilize Troy, which is great. Kristan on that.
Can I use a force power to try to if Kristan is falling, can I try and levitate him?
Oh, for sure.
Ooh, that's a fun idea, because none of us have seen this before.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What is this?
I'm gonna push that. What's that?
Boy.
Yeah. What does it look like when Troy does because Troy is also falling and like Varlo grabbed him and like it's like a reflex almost, I imagine.
Yeah, no, Troy's hand just snaps out and is attempting to hold Kristan in place rather than letting him fall off the mountain. I need to push for a force power push. Expend the points even on a failure if I fail the push. Is that a reasonable side effect? Or double the points?
I think I'm gonna say you're gonna have like a headache, so that's gonna affect your mental state for a bit.
I'm fine with that. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and push. And this time I made it.
Cool.
Standard success.
Good.
Crazy. So this is
hold him in place and then very slowly move him back to us.
So you're not trying to be subtle about this effect at all?
Not while I'm falling down a mountain and being grabbed by Varlo. I can't see justifying being subtle about it.
Fair. Okay, cool. So you grab Chris Stand out of the air and slowly lever him over with this very obvious, reaching out sort of gesture. Varlo, you're hanging on to Troy as you're seeing this happen.
Varlo, presumably Varlo knows of things like this, or no?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that would be reasonable to say. I mean, especially as an intelligence officer, you're probably like keep on the lookout for Jedi, even though there aren't any more. And
Right.
this trigger, this is like you haven't seen any since you were in school, right? But you remember that class, and you see this happen, and you're like, oh, I'm supposed to report this guy.
Yeah, he waits until Christand is like safe on solid ground, and Troy is safe on solid ground. But as soon as that's the case, he just grabs Troy's shoulders, like, explain.
Don't have much in the way of an explanation for it, Barlow. Just something I do.
Just something you do. Is there anything else you just do?
Yeah, a few things. I don't know. I've just always been good with little feats of mentalism, I guess you could say. I don't remember where I learned it. Just kind of comes natural.
Word of advice.
I know. Normally I wouldn't
show that.
Normally I would not reveal myself in that fashion.
You'd be
most everything else I do is much, much less flashy than that.
I should hope so. If you did that inside there, you and all of us are going away somewhere.
Understood.
Mm-hmm. I don't like surprises like that, but
if it happens again, I suppose I can let people fall off the mountain, if that would be to your preference.
I think at this point, Chris Tan's going to be like, nope, not falling off the mountain is preferable. Thank you.
Okay, great. Yeah. So the three of you, even with 2 failures, no injuries, amazing. Little bit of an awkward interaction there. Troy, turn around and keep climbing up the mountain.
As we're going, yeah, Varlo's just every now and again like looking back, like back to Troy, like just with a bit of suspicion, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well earned at this point.
Yeah.
So yeah, you all approach the outpost station here. It looks like the main way of ingress is really the only way of ingress is the landing platform that's kind of on the top of this big structure. So you guys kind of make your way up the side of the mountain, come up to the side there. As you do so, they've obviously had eyes on you for some period of time because there's a small platoon of stormtroopers waiting there with an officer. This guy looks you up and down. I think you got a description of Gellum or a picture potentially.
Yeah, I think we did. We had some kind of.
You had a fair amount of interaction with this guy. So you recognize Gellum kind of in the midst of this stormtrooper group, and he kind of looks the three of you over, gives you a little bit of a nod, and is like, all right, gentlemen, come on with me. And he turns and starts walking into the station.
Do we know Gillum's status or rank within this compound? Is he important? Like, if we were able to, for example, torture and interrogate him, could we get passwords?
He is
Can I see any indication by his shoulder markings, knowing my Imperial designations?
Yep. He's a lieutenant junior grade, so he's one step up from an ensign. So he is an officer, but he's relatively junior.
Okay.
And that's not terribly surprising to you. Like this, like being in charge of the bribery scheme is not a particularly glorious path for promotion, you know, so it's not usually given to high ranking people.
Got it.
So yes, the access codes that he has are certainly valuable, because he's an officer, but not necessarily because he's a high ranking one.
You know what? It doesn't hurt to try. I am going to go ahead and try and pull those access codes out of his mind.
Oh.
Okay.
Ooh.
And let's see, would this be surface thought, deeper thought, deeply hidden thought, or psionically obscured?
So I'll because Troy has done this more than Ken has, I will just tell you that getting him in a conversation where these kinds of thoughts might come up is going to be easier.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, or
So
like
waiting
as he's
thought
going
that.
to punch in a code somewhere.
Yes, exactly, right. Or even, yeah, just, you know, being like, hey, it seems like you guys have tough security around here. Even something like that would help, because otherwise it's going to be deeply hidden because it's just not in his brain.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm going to wait
have a-
until something comes up, and then I'll let you know that I'm going to make my attempt.
Cool.
After yeah. Okay.
I have a question. Could I use maybe perception or something to kind of determine, based on where we're going into the installation and where they were waiting on us, if they had line of sight to see the shenaniganry that Troy pulled back there?
Yeah, give me perception, definitely.
Wait, where is my perception? Oh, yeah. Okay, that's a success. Just normal success. I thought
Okay.
I was about to spend luck, but no, it's good.
Cool.
It's good.
So you looking around, you see where all the like cameras are and whatnot that are scanning the area around the facility here. Where you guys were when you had the fall, you think was just at the edge of that, and you're not sure if it was within sight or clearly outside of sight. So there's a little bit of uncertainty there. If it was within sight, it was at the extreme range of vision for them. Now, you also are aware that they probably have like orbital monitoring as well, and you don't know the resolution on that, but you're like, you think they've been tracking you since you guys came into the atmosphere, right? Or came out of hyperspace
Right.
even. So
Sure.
you're not sure how like granular that
Gotcha.
detail that they have on you is.
Gotcha.
But you're looking around and you're like kind of calculating and looking back to where you were, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, that might be on camera.
Yep.
I reckon we'll find out soon enough.
Everyone go ahead and give me a luck check, please.
Luck. Is there a specific, what is our luck number? Or is that just based off our luck stat of like how many
Yep.
luck points we have?
Exactly.
Extreme success.
Cool.
I'm just gonna go ahead and roll. Yeah, there's no way for me. Let's see about Kristan. Do you have Kristan's luck number? Because it is not on this sheet.
Oh, yes, I do.
Actually, it doesn't matter. He totally made it.
Okay.
There's
Cool.
no way he has. I would have made it with this roll, so he definitely made it. I know he has more luck than me.
Nice.
Actually, it might be relevant. What?
He rolled a 16 for his luck, and I can't remember what you multiply that by.
5.
5.
By 5, so he's got an 80 luck.
Cool. He rolled a 9. I rolled a 9 for him.
Oh my god!
On his luck check.
What
I rolled a 70 for me. So
I rolled a 12 for me. So
I rolled a 70, and I have like no luck. So there's not a chance I made it. But
insane.
Yeah, my rolls are like at one end of the spectrum or the other, and there is no in between tonight.
Great. Cool. So yeah, Gellum escorts you. You guys follow him. The stormtroopers fall in around you. He takes you into like a slot that's in the mountain. These doors part open. You guys delve in, and you are inside the Narkina 5 penal colony. And I think we will call it there, because I think Ben will want to be around for
Cool, cool.
the action.
Should we make our luck improvement rolls, since that's supposed to happen every game?
Yep.
Right. You said
Come
what did you
on,
say,
big
Kristan's luck was?
failure.
You said it was like 80?
Yeah, his is at least 80.
Oh yeah, he definitely did not improve his luck any.
I did not improve my luck either.
Do you have what mine was? Because apparently I didn't save it in this sheet. I think I saved it somewhere else, but I don't have it here. Let me see if
I since my computer bricked, I do
That's
not
right.
have all
I
that
think
detail.
hold on, I think I actually have it over in a different place. 1 second. Let me. Okay, there we go. 29. That is his luck. Alrighty. He is. Wait, how is it 29? That's not
Probably
anytime
you spent
multiple of
some.
5.
Probably you
I
spent
must have
some.
spent. I must have spent 1 point of luck for something.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I did improve my luck because I rolled a 41.
Nice.
How much is it
So I
improved
failed
by?
that check.
Is it
How-
the
yeah, how
same
much
as
does luck improve?
I think it's a
What was
D10.
the
D10?
just D10. Okay. 5. So my luck is up to 34. Alrighty. That was whew, we are here we go. We are on planet. Things are happening.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I am looking forward to seeing how this goes.
Yep. And we got to figure out a name for Christand.
Yeah, I figure since Ben will be here next time, we haven't had to refer to him by name. That
Right.
so
Cool.
it hasn't mattered yet.
Great. Well, thanks for the game, you
Yours
guys.
was
I always
Alexander, was that
enjoy.
Troy? Sorry.
What's
Okay.
that?
I was just asking what what the alias for Troy was because I didn't actually get that in my
Oh, it was
notes.
Alexander.
Alexander?
Okay. Make sure I have that. Yeah, thanks for the game, Eric. That was super fun.
Yep.
Hey,
All right. I'll talk
thanks.
to you guys in about an hour, right?
Yep.
Cool.
Oh yeah. Yep. See you soon.
All right. See you soon.
Bye.